Rob and Slim Show.
Hey, it's Kevin Weisman.
Hi, Kevin Weisman. How are you, my friend?
Good. Who am I speaking with?
This is Rob.
Rob or Slim?
Well, I'm here. This is Slim.
That's Slim.
And we also have our intern. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
They call me the Slambo or
The
Slamborghini here.
Slamborghini, we call you.
Some call me Pete, too.
The Lamborghini. Okay.
He did a power hour, I think, in our first or second season, and we called it every minute. One of us screamed out "Slam time!" So he was doing shots of all sorts of stuff, and he got up and he walked to the bathroom and he slapped the wall and he slapped a hole in it. So
Punched right through the wall.
Ever since
Ooh.
he's been the Lamborghini, Kevin.
And he's also doubles as your security now.
Yeah, nobody ever steps to us, Kev. That's street credit. That's street credit. Once you slap a hole in the wall.
Absolutely. Good to know.
You are quite the accomplished actor, though. You've been on everything from ER to the X-Files to Better Call Saul. But first thing I need to know is, do you really like the Lord of the Rings more than Star Wars?
It's so funny. The film you're referencing is the great Clerks 2, and I was fortunate to work with Kevin Smith on that one. He was a fan of Alias and gave me a random call and asked if I would work on the film. And Clerks was such a seminal film as a film geek. I'm sure you guys are fans of the original.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, right? I mean, it changed the game, right?
Dude,
Definitely did.
I feel as far as dialogue in movies, him and Tarantino are the best.
Yeah, and to that point, so he gave me a call. He said, do you want to come in and do this? He sent me the material over. He says, just this one scene, but I think we're going to have a great time. It was obviously very well written, but he is right there on set with you, and we're kind of figuring it out together. He's throwing lines out. I'm suggesting lines. I think I improvised "fuck you" before I threw up the YouTube. I didn't improvise too much, but the "fuck you."
That's what I wanted to ask. How much of that was
Are we
scripted?
allowed to swear on your program?
Absolutely. I wanted to ask how much was scripted,
Right.
how much was ad-libbed, like how many cuts were there for laughter?
He creates a really kind of gregarious set. People are there to work, but to have a good time. And I remember we were shooting it down in Long Beach, and I just drove down for the day, and I just worked one day on that movie, and I get so many people that stop me and ask me that same question: Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. It's such a seminal movie for people. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I can usually tell the Clerks fans. They're usually in their mid-20s. Oftentimes, I'll run into them. They're college students now, even. So it's crazy. The film still resonates with younger people, and that was 15 years ago now?
See, I went into work yesterday, and I'm like, have you guys ever seen Clerks 2? And they're all in their 20s, and nobody saw it. And I'm like, you all young dummy millennials, you don't know this. They were all laughing. And I showed them the clip, and they loved it. And I'm like, and there's a donkey scene, so definitely. And everyone's
the
like,
donkey scene is maybe the more famous scene. Yes, I do lament that we didn't eclipse that. But also, I think because Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, and for those who haven't seen it, it's kind of a debate that I have with the guy who works at Movies, was it?
Movies,
yeah.
Can't believe I remember that. Which film is superior? And I think a lot of people, or which franchise is superior? I think a lot of people have had that argument over a few pints of beer.
Yes.
Slambo and I, we've been friends since the 7th grade in high school, and we saw Clerks 2 together, me, him, and two other of our friends from high school, and it was great, and that was one of our favorite scenes.
That was such an important movie for us.
Yeah.
We
were 16 when we saw that. With senior year in high school, we saw that movie in theaters together.
Well,
yep.
The original Clerks came out when I was in high school, and I remember all my friends had moved. I was already in my 20s, and all my friends had started moving away, and I went to see Clerks 2 alone. I didn't give a shit. I'm like, I'm going alone. And there was 5 other people in the theater, and I was just dying.
Yeah,
I was dying.
It's such a funny movie.
It's really good. Kevin does have a knack for great dialogue, and obviously he's got a very successful podcast now where he pretty much just talks, right, with Jason. It's amazing. I love listening to it. Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah. He's a good dude. I was glad I got to work with him.
I want to ask you, Kevin, being in all the projects you've been in, from projects with Pauly Shore and Weird Al, what's the craziest thing you've seen go down? Either
those are deep cuts, man. You're going deep cuts. Pauly Shore and Weird Al.
Yeah. What's the craziest thing you've seen just go down in like filming, either on or off camera?
The craziest thing that I've seen go down on or off camera, when I was the craziest thing I experienced when I was working on. Excuse me, the X-Files back in 2000. It was season 7, directed by Vince Gilligan, who went on to create Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul. And in fact, this was he was a writer on the X-Files, a writer-producer, and he this was his first directing slot. He had written this episode, and it was Will Sasso and me. Will's a great actor who were kind of these guys who aren't the smartest tools in the shed, and we find this genie, and we get 3 wishes. And Will's character's in a wheelchair, and he doesn't wish to walk. He wishes for a gold-plated wheelchair, which is not the smartest decision. And then I wish for a boat, but I don't wish for it to be near water, and the boat just appears in the back of our trailer home. And so we had to be more specific with our wishes. So I wish to be invisible, so I can, look up women's skirts and check out the horse race. Something about the horse races. I can't remember what that joke was, but so I'm invisible. I get hit by a car because I'm walking across the street, like hollering at a woman. And the only way for Scully to see me is to cover me in yellow fingerprint dust.
I remember that episode.
So, do you remember the episode?
Yes. I think it was like 12 years old, but that show though, some of the episodes on the X-Files.
That's it. I haven't seen it since it originally aired, and I want to go back.
I used to watch it when I was a little kid. There were some episodes that used to make it hard for me to sleep at night.
Wow.
Especially with the gray aliens, man. That shit used to scare the shit out of me.
Man.
Oh yeah. There's an episode early on where it's the guy. He's like a spider guy. And he's crawling around. I think it was the 2nd or 3rd season, and that freaked me out, even as an adult. I mean, that show was insane. So, but just to finish that story, I was covered in yellow fingerprint dust, as was my stunt double, because we had to do a whole thing where I got hit by a car, and I'm slowly coming back to life. And I had an allergic reaction to this yellow fingerprint dust, and my skin started to become severely red. I mean, this is like the craziest thing I've seen, but the craziest thing I've experienced. Yeah. And it was, I'm sitting there with David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, and I'm thinking, really, at all times I'm going to have an allergic reaction to this particular kind of makeup. This is not the time. And I was a big fan of the show, and I was so happy to be there. And so they had to kind of bring me to the local medic, and they just applied a lot of lotions and creams, and eventually I was better. But yeah, that was kind of insane. But other than that, I haven't really, the sets are pretty professional and controlled, and there hasn't been anything too crazy that I can tell you about.
I was wondering, Slim wanted to ask you about Space Buddies. I didn't know if you had any puppies biting you or anything.
What? Yeah. I didn't even know there was, dude.
They did offer me a puppy to take home. That was that whole Air Bud series, but I didn't. And my kids, I have 2 girls, and I told them that, and they couldn't believe it. I was like, they were like, you didn't take one of the puppies. This dog probably would have been dead by now. That was 2006, but God forbid. I mean, it's maybe not 13, 14 years. But you know who was on that movie with me? The main kid. That was Nolan from Modern Family.
Wow.
He was a little kid then. Wow. He was the main kid in that movie. Yeah, really sweet kid, and he went on to have a great career.
I was going through your IMDb and I was like, oh my god, it was the Space Buddies. I didn't even know that was a movie. I saw the original.
Dogs.
Yes, yeah. I saw the original Air Bud, in theaters and used to fucking love that movie, but I never had seen any of the sequels or spin-offs or whatever.
I have young children, and the one year they wanted Spooky Buddies, and it had the guy from what was that stoner movie with oh my god,
Dave Chappelle. No.
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, Half Baked.
Half Baked. It had the one guy.
Stoner movie. That's a Half Baked. Yeah. No, which movie?
Oh my god, I can't think of
Spooky Buddies. You said he was in.
Spooky Buddies. He was in. And it was the worst movie. It was the worst movie ever.
Yeah, this one, the dogs. Dietrich Bader was in it too, and the dogs get. I was the villain, and I
that's awesome.
Sequester the dogs and send them up into space. I can't remember why, to be honest with you. But the dogs are sent to space, and they have to somehow get back to Earth.
I exile you. It's like Superman, but with dogs.
Kevin,
the dogs were really cute. I will say they were running around on set. They were adorable.
Kevin, what I was really interested in going through IMDb is like you've been in every single late '90s and early 2000s series that I've heard of or watched. Like you were in Charmed, you were in Buffy, you were in X-Files, Alias, like all of these. Like how did you do that? How did you get in all those series?
Well, I went to UCLA Theater School, and then I went to New York and studied theater in New York. And when I came back to LA, I had started a theater company with some friends that I went to UCLA with, and we were just doing small plays here in LA. Are you guys located? Where are you located?
We're down the shore in Jersey. I'm originally from up north, close to New York, but
between New York, Philly.
Yeah, where we are, like very close to Atlantic. We're like 40 minutes from Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's why you guys are Kevin Smith's fans. Kevin Smith fans. I get it. He's a Jersey guy.
Yes.
Right?
Slambo and I have pictures in Red Bank in front of the, what was that, the Quick Stop?
The Quick Stop, yeah.
That's awesome, man. You can post those online so I can see those on Instagram. I want to see that. That's cool.
We'll share it too.
I'll send you that picture.
I don't want anyone to see that, but I'll share.
So I was doing some shows in LA, and we hired this actress with my company. Small theaters. We were doing under 100-seat theaters. We're just these really, passionate young guys in our early 20s and women doing plays in town. And well-known playwrights, lesser-known playwrights, new playwrights. And we were doing this play called Sophistry, which was written by this guy, Jonathan Mark Sherman, which had been done in New York by Ethan Hawke's company. And it was about these guys graduating college and like that moment when you graduate college where you're trying to figure out what the fuck you're going to do and just the chaos of that. And I played the part that Steve Zahn played, who's a really funny, great actor. And it got a lot of attention, and people started coming, and this agent came, and she was like, listen, I think I can get you on TV. I think you're really funny. I was like, great. That sounds good to me. So I got a job really fast. I got on Frasier, and then like Drew Carey, started auditioning, and I got this movie in Australia with Sarah Michelle Gellar, this remake of Swiss Family Robinson. So I was out there for a couple of months, and then things started taking off, and did the Pauly Shore show, and then I got on Felicity, where I met J.J. Abrams, and then he hired me for Alias, and around that time, X-Files and Charmed did all that, and then I just kind of kept it rolling.
Cool.
And continued to do theater, and then, continued on to work on various series over the years, and, more recently with Stephen Merchant, Hello Ladies, and this recent one, Runaways, and Scorpion and stuff. So, there are years where you don't work as much, and other years where you do, and that's just kind of the nature of the biz.
Wow.
You just kind of, you just try to keep it rolling.
Yeah. I want to ask you, you just mentioned Marvel's Runaways. How is that canceled? Is it still going?
No, it's done. We just found out we did 3 seasons, which are available on Hulu and Disney Plus. I think all 3 are available on Disney Plus, and I know the first season is. But Kevin Feige came in, the head of Marvel. I'm sure you guys know who that is, and he took over the TV department and basically canceled all Marvel television shows.
Wow.
And just focusing. Yeah, it was like Black Monday.
Oh no! Yeah, because I saw when I googled it, it was either like that it was being signed for a fourth season or that it was canceled. Like, I didn't see anything for sure, so I wanted to ask.
Yeah, no, it's done, man. I mean, all the shows are done.
Okay.
All the Marvel shows, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Jessica Jones and, Luke Cage, all of them done.
Daredevil was so good. I'm very disappointed that he canceled that.
Too. Wow.
Yeah. That final season was
really
amazing.
Good,
Wow. But I wanted to ask, what is your character from that? What is Dave York's? Is he a villain?
He is, well, sort of. The show is based on a comic written by this guy Brian K. Vaughan, which was really popular in the comic community. I guess Joss Whedon got involved and kept it going after they weren't going to let Brian write anymore. And so I think the people that love comics really like it. I'm more of grew up like a baseball card guy, so I didn't really know comics. I don't know about you guys.
Same.
Are you guys comic?
Yeah, no,
me and Slambo are.
Yeah,
we're comic.
I am a very big fan of Marvel. More Marvel than DC. Know a lot of DC, but mostly Marvel.
Yeah,
you too, Slambo?
Yeah, me too. Definitely Marvel fan.
Yeah. I literally have no comment. Like, maybe I have no comment. I was not into comics.
Yeah.
So I felt like I wasn't familiar with this, but then I went and read it, and basically it's about a group of teenagers that find out that their parents are part of this evil organization that runs Los Angeles. And so it's kind of like a OC meets like kind of Breaking Bad-ish meets, I don't know, it's got like a supernatural element too. So, and then I play one of the parents. I have two daughters on the show, and I can time travel, and I'm a scientist. I create a genetically engineered dinosaur that can telepathically communicate with my daughter. That's all you need to know.
That's all I want to know. That's all I want
to know. So it's good. It's good, man. The guys who did Gossip Girl and the OC created it, Josh Schwartz and Stephanie Savage and Chuck. I met them on this show, Chuck, that I did an episode of. And so, yeah, it's great, man. All the younger actors did a really good job, and I think it turned out pretty well. But it's done. Yeah, 3 seasons. We just found out.
Okay.
Not coming back. 3 seasons and the truth.
Well, I just thought, I don't know if I read it correctly, but it just seemed like from the beginning, Marvel wasn't good. They were going to shelve it, but Hulu resurrected it.
The Runaways or Marvel stuff?
The Runaways.
Yeah, it wasn't ever. It was always on Hulu. Like, Hulu was one of the producers as well. Like, it was one of their original shows. So it wasn't like a show that was on something else that then Hulu aired, like they do with a lot of shows.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a partnership, but I think Marvel also puts a lot of the bill. So
that's I didn't know.
Not doing it anymore. Then Hulu's probably like, okay, well, that's the end of that. But I think they are creating some original content based on cinema characters. But to be honest with you, man, it was a great run, and it was really fun, and I never thought that I'd be making a living, playing a character from a comic book. So, and I've got I'm signing a bunch of cards right now, like trading cards for this company, Upper Deck, which is cool, for my kids to see, and they sell them, and it's fun. It's like a whole world that people love. So it's been really fun. The fans have been awesome. Like, it's got a really good, really, psycho fan base. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Marvel people. Like Slambo.
That's how he got us fans.
Kevin, I'm kind of curious if as an actor, is there any directors that you would love to work with? Like, what would be your dream director?
Yeah, or actors you would like to work opposite of.
Oh man, I mean, I'd love to work with Scorsese, right? I mean, that's the guy. Those guys. I'd love to be in the next, Scorsese Mafia movie. How fun would that be? Work with De Niro and Pesci and the greats, Pacino. Philip Seymour Hoffman. I mean, he's passed away. He was one of my favorites and fucking awesome actor. I used to lose out to a lot of parts to him when I was young. I would always kind of see him in the lobby and stuff, auditions, and he got a lot of the roles I was up for.
Wow.
Great actor. Yeah, man. I mean, I worked with Spielberg. He's a legend. The big ones, of course, you want to work with.
Yeah.
And there's some up and coming great actors. I like this Marielle Stoller, I think her name is. She just did Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Did you guys see that?
I wanted to see that. That's got Tom Hanks, correct?
Yeah, it's awesome. Really good.
Is that like a Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, dude, I really wanted to see that movie.
Yeah. I also like Jay Roach. He just did this movie, Bombshell, about Roger Ailes. Really good. Awesome director. There's a lot of good people out there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, I'll just go where they pay me, basically.
Yes. Do you have any upcoming...
Within reason.
Yeah. Do you have any upcoming projects you could tell us about, Kev?
I got a couple things. One thing that is pending, unfortunately I can't say, but it would be pretty exciting. But maybe by the time this... Oh, no, this is live, right?
Yes, this is live.
By the time this yeah. Just check my Instagram if anyone's listening. I got something I'll hopefully be announcing soon. And I'm also doing some writing. I have a production company with my friend Kyle Gass. You guys Tenacious D fans?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I know who Kyle Gass is.
I went to go see them in AC, man. So good.
Oh, you did? When was that?
I have to say back in, I think either 2014 or 2013. It was either one of those years. So good, though. Love those guys.
Yeah, legends. Yeah. They're touring right now. They're going over to Europe. They're still a huge fan base. Yeah, it's amazing. But Kyle and I do some writing together, and we're kind of creating some projects too. So, I'm trying to dip my hand into some other areas of the biz. And I play drums with Kyle in one of his side projects, just for fun, just because I love music too. So,
are all the movies that he wants to write, are they all like musical based?
Well, we do have musical element in there, but Kyle's an actor. Kyle and Jack both. That's how I met them. They had a theater company called the Actors Gang here in LA that Tim Robbins started. So that's how I met them originally. But they just started Tenacious D because they both love music too. So they kind of were doing that on the side, and then the Mr. Show guys like Bob Odenkirk and David Cross saw them and kind of got them a show on HBO, and then it took off from there. So yeah, they're actors. So yeah, it's a story, but we both love music, so there'll be music in there too.
Cool.
For sure.
I want to ask
if they come to town, let me know. I'll see if I can, shoot me a message. I'll see if I can get you on the guest list if they come back through Atlantic City.
Oh, I love it. Kevin, I was going to ask if you could do us a favor and say this is actor Kevin Weisman, and you're listening to the Rob and Slip Show, and if you could ad-lib anything in there, like, fuck Star Wars. Or something.
Okay. All right. I'm ready. Okay. Are you ready?
Ready whenever you are. I'll even mute the mic.
Hey, how's it go? All right, here we go. Okay, I need silence. Okay, Slambo, I hear you breathing. I'm just kidding. All right. Hey, it's Kevin Weisman, actor, musician. You're listening to the Rob and Slim Show and Slambo, asterisk, in parentheses. He's not really part of the show.
That was the coolest
you, Kevin. That's our favorite.
I'm sorry, man. I had to say it. I'm sorry.
That's amazing. No, he got a boner as soon as he said it. I saw him get hurt hard.
I almost started laughing.
He's gonna run outside and just start showing people that. He doesn't even know how to work a phone.
Very excited. What? You said you're a musician. Do you primarily play drums, or like what do you do?
Yeah, drums, and I write some stuff with Kyle, but yeah, I'm a percussionist and drummer. I've been doing it since I was a little kid, and I just love it, man. I love music so much, and I'm one of those actors who secretly wants to be a rock star.
Kevin, what advice would you give to somebody just starting out in acting?
I would just say, listen. I heard Mark Duplass say this. Like, there isn't really any there are no gatekeepers. Like, you gotta be ready to go and put your best foot forward. Go to class, get prepared, because it's not that hard to get an opportunity. It's like most people aren't prepared when they do, right? So you gotta just work really hard. Get in make films with your friends. Get on stage. Go to class. 10,000 hours, and then you'll be ready, and then you'll have an opportunity, and you'll kick ass. So I think it's just really being prepared is my advice.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Be ready
and live
to go.
life, and get out there and live life, and have experiences, have your heart broken, do things that make you a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
And then you can bring that to your work, right?
Yeah, that and like Leia, life is not supposed to always be happy. It's not always supposed to be feel good. You're gonna have failures.
Of course, dude. For every job I've gotten, there's 10 I haven't gotten. You know, I just don't. They don't list that on your credits. Like,
Yeah.
didn't get this job. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
It's just part of the business, you know. But it's not personal a lot of times. All you can do when you go to audition or when you're meeting people is just be prepared and do your best work, and then you just leave it all right there. You leave your ego at the door and you go and you do your best, most prepared thing, you know, and then if it works out, great. If not, you move on to the next thing.
Yes.
You know? That's it. You got to leave. You got to check your ego at the door.
Nice,
you know?
nice. I bring it.
For
I bring it all. I bring the ego. I bring a knife usually.
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying that you have to try.
I don't get the part though. Okay, like maybe I got to do that. Maybe I got to leave the knife at the door.
Well, I mean, are you an actor as well?
No.
Yeah.
But I should.
No aspirations?
No. This
Should be.
This is
He
my
should.
aspiration.
He's a good writer, Kevin.
Yeah.
I think he should pursue a career in writing.
Yeah, you should, man. I have a very well-known writer friend, and he every day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. he sits down and he writes, whether he gets one sentence out or a chapter.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then he doesn't look at it again until the next day. You don't edit it while you're sitting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't edit it till the next week usually. I looked earlier today. I'm like, yeah, that's good. I didn't scroll much, but it was good.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, because if you can't edit as you go. You know what I mean? Because then you're going to change every little thing.
Yeah. Agreed. Kevin, it's been a blast talking to you. Thank you so much for talking
You got
to
it,
us.
guys. Good luck. I love it. You guys seem like cool guys, and keep in touch on the social medias.
We will. Where can everybody find you?
Just my name, at Kevin Weisman. Instagram, Twitter. I have a Facebook page too, but
Awesome.
is Facebook dead? Do people still go on there?
Yeah, I do, just for the show.
All right, well, I'm on there too. But, I don't know. I don't know what the kids are doing. I think it's just Instagram. I feel like it's just Instagram.
I need to get on. Yeah, that's the next thing. I need to get on the Instagram. I don't do that as much. I love the Twitter when it came out, and now the Twitter is kind of slow.
Well, Twitter is just really political. People are just out there raging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kevin, I'm in the retail business, and I have a lot of kids that are constantly asking me for like, oh, I want these mini brands. I saw them on TikTok, or I want this candy I saw on TikTok, and I'm like, what the fuck is TikTok?
That's a wristwatch?
I look at them like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I only know it because my 13-year-old daughter, it was all about it. But it's like these little videos that people do, like little funny videos. But that's crazy. So people are using it now to market.
Yeah, like they're like, I have customers in the retail business that I'm in where they want like these
TikTok
toys.
video.
Yeah, these toys that are mini brands, I think they're called, and there's these kind of sour candies or something. I don't know what the fuck they are, but they're like, I saw it on TikTok. Like, yeah,
I saw sour balls on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, man, this is a crazy world. Yeah, when I started, there was no YouTube. You had to kind of do it yourself.
Yeah.
Now people are doing their own thing, which is cool. I mean, it's great. Like, I wouldn't have met you guys wasn't on social media, so it's definitely a positive thing. But that, I think people get a little bit deluded into thinking that just being a personality online represents some sort of creative storytelling or something. It's just two separate things. That's all. Like, I don't begrudge people that are online personalities. That's awesome. But like, this never really, I kind of studied acting, and so I kind of stay with that path. But I do have a YouTube thing where I do little videos just for fun. But I think that's kind of a different game. You know what I mean? So, I am on YouTube at Kevin Weisman.
Awesome. Rob and I have spoke of it recently because he has kids, 2 little boys, and they were showing him, hey, this YouTube guy so awesome, and Rob was watching him like he's not very interesting, right?
Just
like
a jerk.
He's just an asshole.
They're like,
I hear you. My kids too. They're like, look at this guy, and he's giving away free earbuds, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I'm like, oh man, he has like millions of people. That's crazy.
And he just tricked his mom into calling out of school. I'm like, no, that guy's just a jerk. He's just being a jerk.
How old are your kids?
13, 12, 13, 11. They're around that age. Yeah.
They love it. These kids love it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It is.
All right, you guys. Well, good talking to you.
Great talking to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
We will.
It's been an honor.
We'll definitely talk soon, my friend. It's been great.
All right, man. You guys have a good night. Slambo, I love you.
Have a good one, man. You're awesome.
All right, dog. See you later, guys.
Later, Kevin.